This is my analysis of the Woman in Black trailer. Firstly, what's interesting about this trailer is it's taken quite a different approach to the horror genre in the sense that it's quite slow paced. There hasn't been many fades to blacks that have been used. The scenes just tend to lead into each other. This links well with the slow pace of the creepy children's nursery rhyme soundtrack that begins to play and starts to slowly get faster. What's interesting about the soundtrack is the rhythm of the creepy music sets the pace of the trailer and is played in time with each transition onto the next scene. So every time there's a cut, there's a beat in the nursery rhyme. A typical convention of the horror genre is a haunted house, which has been used here, which really sets the scene and works well with the whole supernatural element to the storyline in this trailer. The high key lighting has been used consistently throughout this trailer, which kind of subverts the idea of using low key lighting in horror films, and actually using high key lighting works just as well to create that level of tension, because it's the idea of everything being more clear to the eye, more visible, so that everything's more exposed. However, saying that, there are elements of low key lighting that has been used during tracking shots and pans of the house, representing that eerie, creepy vibe in the sense that it hasn't been touched for years and no one's been living there for years. And that links the idea that it may well be haunted, again bringing in that element of supernatural. The use of old black and white photographs again links the idea that no one has set foot in that house for years, which intrigues the audience to wonder why, what is the reason for no one living there, and the secrets that this house may hold. The use of child's narration through the use of Soundbridge helps to narrate the trailer, but also links in with the semantic field of nursery rhymes, child's play, and brings in the creepy element to children and their imagination. For example, the use of child's narration through the use of Soundbridge works in collaboration to the creepy nursery rhyme being played, and the child is actually telling a nursery rhyme in itself, which is a kind of riddle that allows the audience to figure it out, and the relevance of this to the storyline. A slight shift in the tone could be established here. For example, similarly at the beginning, old kind of vintage photos have been used. However, here some of the facial features have been scratched out, which again increases the tension and brings in that darkness and eeriness to the trailer. Again, the tension has been stepped up a level here. Here is a vintage black and white photo of what appears to be a woman standing in the window looking out. The woman's face is unrecognisable, and it's difficult to make out her facial features, again linking to the idea of unknown identity and the fact that evil has no face. I think this in a way could make make it more scary because the audience don't know the identity of this character, and this therefore makes them more dangerous because the audience aren't aware of what they're capable of. The volume and rhythm of the soundtrack has been increased to match the increase in the pace of the transitions of the scene, again increasing tension and making it more intense.
But the house in the marsh is by far the worst.
The audience can establish this due to the increase of pace of what started out as quite a calm, not necessarily happy, but quite a calm atmosphere has now become incredibly intense and creepy. What's also noticeable at this point is the character has entered the house, therefore the pace of the soundtrack and the transitions of the scenes has increased, allowing the audience to establish the fact that this character may encounter something evil. And this also makes the audience feel involved in the trailer because they are witnessing what's happening at the same time as the character witnessing what's happening. The use of abrupt cuts together with the kind of flicker effect again increases the tension and almost creates a kind of blink effect, in the sense that the audience are completely exposed to what's being shown on the screen, and therefore there's no kind of escape from seeing it. So it's the idea that once you've seen something, you can't unsee it. Now I think this trailer plays on this idea really well.
What she wants is unknown.
The pace of the transitions from each scene has increased through the use of montage, which again increases tension because things are happening really quickly, making the audience feel a sense of unease.
Always comes back. The spectre of darkness.
The repetitive use of banging sound ties in well with what's happening on the screen. For instance, the character is seen to be slamming doors as if he's trying to escape from something. This could represent how the audience might feel after watching this film, in the sense that they can't escape from what they've seen.
The woman.
The fade to black contrasts with the pace of the soundtrack, which has now gone back to relatively calm again, and is an example of asynchronous sound because the calm pace and rhythm of the soundtrack contrasts with what's being shown on the film. This is also a typical convention of the horror genre because it helps to create not only a sense of disorientation but also anticipation, because it's kind of left for the audience to figure out what's happening and encourages them to have their own interpretation. Just like the beginning of the trailer, the soundtrack has returned to quite a calm sound of the wind blowing, which could lead the audience into a false sense of security, in the sense that they may think that all is calm when really it's not. Similar to the previous trailer in my analysis, this film has included the title at the end of the trailer again, making it more memorable for the audience and to encourage them to go and see it. This is more iconic as opposed to having the title at the beginning of the film, because again it's more memorable and more effective by placing the title after the audience has witnessed the action.